You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Awake After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Awake After Show.
Yay.
Yay!
Boo. I know, right?
Boo.
Well, hello, everybody. Bing is for doing, and we are here doing our final AFTERBUZZ TV after show for Awake Season 1, Episode 13, Turtles. Yeah.
Womp womp.
Turtles all the way down. It's sad. This is such a good show, and
I refuse to call it the series finale. I just feel like something's going to happen.
I hope you're right. I sincerely do.
It's like a miracle kind of
Yeah.
deal. Like there'd have to be divine intervention to really.
But
if
fans
something
are,
happened.
There are
fans-
petitions to sign.
Yes,
They're
there
there.
are.
So,
There's
so-
also petition. Never mind. I'm not even gonna say. La 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 la. Go ahead.
Anyway, before we start talking about the entire episode, I think we want to say something about MTV.
Oh, yeah. Next week, here at AfterBuzz, we are going live to Hollywood, May 31st and June 1st, from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock. We're going to do some 10 live shows there, and for the MTV gifting suite. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to interview celebrities, talk about our shows, have fun, and it's next week. May 31st, June 1st, 12 to 6. So make sure to check it out.
That's awesome.
Right on.
It's already MTV Movie Awards time. AfterBuzz is all over that.
That's a big
Love it.
deal.
Yeah, AfterBuzz is just like taking over. Like
All over
we're the new media platform, so
We sure are.
make sure you're all over that.
We're the post-game wrap-up show. That's what we are.
Yeah, and post game wrap up of not only your favorite TV shows, but apparently the MTV Movie Awards as well.
Yes.
So, hey, stay tuned. My hair is sticking to the microphone. But besides that, anyway, tonight's episode, how insane was that?
Amazing.
Dude,
It was good.
Out of control.
completely out of control.
If
From
only,
the moment it started.
yeah, if only it had been like this kind of a pace throughout the whole series.
Yeah.
Through the whole season, it would have been fantastic.
This
Right.
pace was a little bit too much for me to keep up with. I was just like, oh, what? Like,
Yeah.
tearing up, like heart racing.
So much going
But
on.
had they dropped like these little seeds, I feel, throughout? Because there were episodes where just like, that was a cop show. What
Yeah.
happened?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, come on. It's just so obvious that like this is what people were looking for.
Yeah.
And I don't know how or where it got lost in translation when they were writing it and shooting it, but this was the basis of the show. And a while back, I am not giving myself too much credit. I'm giving us all credit because we all said, it's not like the show is propelling us forward in the overarching theme of the story. We're only getting the cop things. We're only getting it's like instant gratification from the episode. There was no prolonged anything. It's not like they gave us hints or anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like frustrating just because you can see the potential that was there tonight that wasn't there throughout the episodes. And it's like, only if we lived in a dream could we go back and then change it so that
Right.
they would have done it this way the first time. But
Damn you, NBC.
so is life.
Yeah.
Green World?
So let's talk about the Green World. That was obviously where they spent the least amount of time in this episode, but still interesting nonetheless. We actually open up there. Oh, did you want to say
No,
something?
but
Oh.
the least amount of time, but like super significant.
It was very
Yeah.
significant. Yeah, absolutely. So, it opens up there actually. And we find that Bird he's going through the storage place, right? And they find heroin hidden in buckets of lima beans. But did I skip something?
You did.
Yeah,
You
you
said
skipped
that.
the first,
You,
like,
yeah.
Oh,
2 minutes.
yeah. I totally skipped
It
that. That was
opens,
important.
yeah, with Captain Harper calling
Yeah.
the Western Division Captain Carl Kessel and saying, "Oh, like meet me at this seedy hotel," which
Yeah.
Sean, for some reason, you seem to know about.
It's like down the street from Sean's
It's on
house.
Lancashire in North Hollywood, actually. The
That
Silver
does not
Saddle.
surprise me.
The Silver Saddle.
He's like, "Oh, that's in
Hotel.
North Hollywood." I drive by there a lot.
Yeah.
Every day. I drive by there. No, I really do. I really see it. It's so funny because it's just, it's so funny how they give really nice, classy sounding names like the Silver Saddle to a place that's like the seediest
I don't know if
motel.
that's classy.
Very classy.
I just picture that's what the bull wears at Saddle Ranch.
Saddle Ranch. Exactly.
But I mean, the show's set in Los Angeles, so it's okay that they're actually using the name of the hotel or the
Yeah.
motel.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
They do that a lot in shows, and I just feel like if I didn't live in Los Angeles, that kind of stuff just would not be as fun. And
right? Yeah, it is fun. That's the fun part about living in Los
Yeah.
Angeles. There's a
That's
lot
right.
of non-fun parts and a lot of fun parts, and that's one of the fun parts. Anyway,
But so anyway,
Speaking of fun, guess who was having fun at the Saddle Motel? It was
the
There's
captain.
Yeah.
two captains, Captain Kessel and Captain Harper.
So she meets him. And then things get real Dexter. She starts to put on like that plastic cape.
Breaking Bad.
And the face shield.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
shoots
Well, I thought
him.
at first they were getting down and dirty.
Yeah, so did
Yeah,
I too.
yeah.
But
Okay, is
I was
that what
like-
they were trying to lead
I think
in?
they had done that several
Before.
times in the past,
Right.
And
Yeah.
it was
Right,
pretty
because
obvious.
he looked like he was ready to be handcuffed and stuff.
like every guy is.
I mean, I'm ready for the shot in the face, but
dear.
he's just ready for the handcuffs.
Oh, that got weird for me. But so meanwhile, while all of this is going on, yes, Bird.
Bird finds the heroin in the bucket of lima beans, dried lima beans, and actually, he initially digs in there and he discovers nothing, but they pour the whole thing out and they find all the heroin.
Right.
So that was good. It proved that Britain's story was correct. And then we were actually surprised that Captain Harper is the mastermind behind all this. So that was pretty interesting because I thought the whole series, I'm thinking that Kessel is the mastermind.
Right. They led us in that direction. And last week I remember saying, do we think that she's being dragged into this? Is she an innocent party that's just being, now she has to cover their tracks? Boy, was I wrong.
But she seemed, I don't know, she always seemed sketchy to me. She always seemed not genuine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that moment on the ledge, I believe I could say, the
Right,
roof
right.
from
Yeah.
last episode seemed kind of genuine in a way. It seemed like she was really feeling sad. And maybe she does regret it, but she is clearly cold-hearted enough to do it to someone she knew for 20 years.
Yeah, absolutely. And then so after that whole scene, and then he's like, they find out all the evidence. Oh yeah, it's great. But then Britain still doesn't know that that Harper is the mastermind behind the whole thing. She's like, oh, you're going to get a commendation for this. We found Kessel, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And
It's like-
obviously, oh, go ahead.
No, you go.
Oh, okay. Obviously, we're talking about the green world right now. So he wakes up in the red world, all that stuff happens, but then back to the green world, and he pieces everything together, and he wakes up and he knows what to do. He wakes up and he corners Captain Harper in her office, and he says like, oh, okay, I got this one clue, like that Edmont thing,
Right.
checking in, and he was like, you had a VoIP account, which is like a voice something like IP. It's like an internet calling kind of thing account that's hooked up to her phone.
Right.
And he found that, it's like through her credit card and all that. So it's pretty strong connection between this Edmont guy that checked into the hotel along with Kessel's dead body, right?
He also saw that high heel.
And he saw the high heel.
Yeah.
Man, though, as a captain, she should be better skilled than this.
Yeah.
Than these
Yeah.
little traces. You
think-
should know that's going to be traced back to you.
Yeah.
You think she's seen enough?
Some dude's
right?
going to be dead in a hotel room. They're going to look at who paid for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, come on, dummy face.
Yeah.
She should have used a different name for killing him as opposed to Edmont, right?
Right.
Right.
Yeah, so
Pay cash, everybody. If you're going to kill anybody, just pay cash.
Yeah.
That's what I've learned.
If you're gonna have an affair, any of this, I mean, doesn't everybody knows that?
Right, pay
Yeah.
cash.
If you're
Your
doing
wife's gonna
anything
look-
sketchy, you pay cash.
Yeah, credit card statements. Is the death of us.
Exactly.
Yeah. Don't be silly.
So it was interesting how she gave up. Like after all the evidence just like was piled upon her, she gave up pretty easily, it seemed like. And it looked like Britain really wanted to shoot her for a second because he she cost him his family.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Well, he said anything that happens to you out there is not going to be bad enough, or won't be.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, I mean, I can only imagine how much he wanted to shoot her.
Yeah,
I
and even
wanted to
shooting
shoot
her is mercy, because she's not going to have to face her peers. She's not going to have to face the trial and, you know, whatever sentence she might get. So it's like,
now
maybe
she's
he didn't.
suffering.
Yeah, so maybe he didn't shoot her because this is worse than what a gunshot would have been.
Yeah, maybe she's going to
Would have
have,
been easy.
maybe because of this trauma, she's going to have her own split reality while she's in prison.
Exactly. They meet in this. So now there's 4 worlds, and they rendezvous.
Yeah, but after that, she gets arrested by the internal affairs detective, thankfully. And then we go to the scene where Britton's actually speaking with Evans. And then it goes to that
was
crazy
crazy.
thing. And I don't know if we should talk about this right now, because it kind of like, it freezes and it doesn't become the green or the red world,
Yeah,
right?
I think not yet.
Let's talk about that at the end.
I think before we talk about that, we should talk about how much we love online shopping.
I really love it. I was just doing it the other day, actually.
Yeah, what'd you buy?
Oh, I was actually purchasing some, let's see. I was doing some jack purchasing for my car. I wanted to lift it up a little bit. And,
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But where's a really cool place where we can look stuff up if you want to shop for normal things as like a craftsman
You
item or
actually
whatever.
can.
Can
Also
you buy
find this
jacks over there?
on Amazon.
On Amazon.
The
yeah.
biggest selling point for Amazon should be, like, their tagline should just be shop without pants.
I like that.
I mean, that's the biggest draw for me.
yeah,
right?
you
You don't have
can
to get cleaned
find
up.
And the
You don't have
fact
to
that you can
leave.
find pretty much anything.
Anything like
Anything.
cat litter.
And
Like-
Amazon has other you can find other sites through them, like half.com, which is with Amazon. You can get super cheap books, like
Yeah, they're
$8 for like a
partnered with-
$30 book, you know.
Yeah, I had when going to school, I would have these insane like I don't know, like $180 books that I was able to get for like $45.
on Amazon.
And yeah,
You can buy music on Amazon too, which is pretty interesting
Yeah.
as
you
well.
can download entire
You
series
can
of
buy
TV shows
the Every
immediately.
Girl's Guide to Life.
But the key to doing all this is
Right.
to go to AfterBuzzTV.com.
Right. So yeah, before you go to shop there, you want to first go to AfterBuzzTV.com and click the Amazon banner at the top, then do your shopping. So AfterBuzz just gets a little bit of a kickback from your purchase. It's no extra cost. Yeah.
You're doing us a favor, doing, you know.
It's a great way to support AfterBuzz TV,
Yeah.
so we can keep doing after shows for you, and thank you. So
Yeah.
When you do it, just pretend you're feeding starving children.
Yeah,
we actually are starving children.
starving.
Yeah.
just a bit.
So
I got my mom's Mother's Day present. That was my first time clicking on the AfterBuzz, the link from AfterBuzz TV. And my mom absolutely loved it. I got like this yoga kit or something, but it was from Amazon. And yay! Hi, Mom! And so I told her about like how I got it and everything. I had to go through AfterBuzzTV.com because of course she's a fan. She loves watching us. So. And she loves Awake as well. So, yeah. Hey,
I love
Mom.
how you guys are all in bright colors, like red world, green world.
Yes, we
purple
did it on
world.
purpose.
That's so slick. And
And then
No, actually,
Sean.
Ronnie, you're confused. It's Christmas today. I didn't know if you were aware.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in an alternate universe. But I did want to say thank you for, Awake was such a fun run here. But our iTunes people, man, they really made it even more. How do you say it? Like
Worth it.
worth it. They
Intriguing.
communicated with us, so we thought that was nice. So we love it when you rate and comment any of our shows, especially these great hosts, which I adore each and every one of them. So there you go.
stop it.
We adore you and Marissa back
Stop.
there, too. And I'm wearing green because I wanted to stick by my green world. I told you, right? I think the green world is the real world.
I always thought Green World was the real world,
Yeah.
but I mean, we find
or he
out
was in a coma.
that-
It was either the green world or he was in a coma.
yeah.
I wore red because I feel it's flattering to me, and it was an option. So
Well, you look great.
You look wonderful.
thanks, guys. Please stop. Just kidding. Don't. But anyway, about my red shirt and about the red world. Let's go
Red
there.
world. Let's go there.
So let's recall from last week that first of all, Bird is dead.
In the red world, yeah.
Yeah.
He got shot by Hawkins, and Hawkins was framing
That was
Britain.
Mustache Bird, right?
That was Mustache Bird.
My favorite bird.
Who doesn't love a bird with a mustache?
Whenever we saw Bird in, like, alive, what kept going through my head was, I wonder if he knows he was dead. Like, I wonder if he knows he's dead. Like, he is.
Like his soul is dead inside.
Right.
How
Yeah.
about the dynamic, though, of like you were saying earlier, Sean, how the different characters are dead in one world and alive, like Hawkins and Bird. And
Yeah, and that actually made me think that, with Britain being shot, how cool it of a detail it would have been if he could feel that pain in the other world.
world.
So he would maybe be holding a stomach, not necessarily having a gouging wound, but just holding a stomach, just recognizing that the pain is there and it exists, and it's like he's one person.
Yeah, like a referred pain. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
and it would almost have been a clue to what the ending of the series alludes to, is that, you know, both his wife and child are alive, and he's one person, you know. And so I thought that would have been a cool detail, but
That would have been really cool.
yeah.
Right. So at the beginning of the, once we get into the Red World, we see that he's there. You know, how many hours was it? Wasn't it nighttime when he was running away in the alley last?
Yes.
It was.
Yeah. So he
Yes.
must have been there for like 10, 12 hours or something. So
Who knows?
Yeah. So he's
He was there
there,
a long time.
and initially it's his wife, which was pretty interesting. I was like, what? His wife is
Yeah,
searching for
yeah.
him?
How
And-
did she find him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was cool about that was obviously a hallucination, you know? So there, I love the hallucinations, with,
Yeah,
the
this
play
is
they throw
good.
in there. It
Right.
just really adds a lot more dynamics
Yeah.
to the episode. So obviously it was actually Hawkins, we could tell by the voice, and then we see flashes that it really is him. He lifts him up, takes him in the car. Obviously he's arrested. And
Yeah, Britain forces that car accident, which I just love.
That was awesome.
yeah.
yeah, that was pretty cool. He didn't go in there, just like letting him take him to the police
No
station.
way. He's a fighter. He's a survivor.
Yeah, that's right.
He's
got
not gonna give up. Sorry, I didn't mean to. It just happened. Okay.
So after
Really,
that
I'm
whole
sorry.
accident thing, we see people, bystanders, like calling the police or whatever, and then he knocks Hawkins out. I thought it would have been a little bit gory, I guess, if he blew his brains out, if he blew Hawkins' brains out. But it's a good thing he didn't.
Right.
He took
Especially in front of all those people.
yeah, exactly.
Not
No,
gone well for him.
he took the high road and he knocked him out. And he takes
Oh,
off,
that's the high road.
Yeah.
and he goes to Lee's house, which was pretty funny because we got to see Lee all casual.
I started laughing hysterically when we first saw it because it's like he's just like chilling, listening to his
Right.
classical music,
Yeah,
and then like
he
what?
was in like sweats, right?
Yeah, and then like his cat like shows up, and I think the cat's name was Bailey. He's like, Bailey, what do you get into? And then there's Britain with like just like a giant gaping like internal wound, just
Yeah.
like dripping blood all over his kitchen. He's like, hey, you have a medical degree, right?
Right. That was such a good quote.
One of the best quotes.
There are two quotes that I love. That was definitely one of them.
Yeah, that was really funny. So obviously, while he's being repaired by Lee, he's just spouting off everything to him. Like he's just letting it all go. And normally we don't see Britain do that.
Right.
And that's where it's like he's getting everything confused. They're like, "Whoa, well, I saw it. I already saw the storage unit. I already saw the heroin.
I'm telling you,
they're
yeah.
gonna give me a commendation." And it's like, "What? What are you talking about?" Like Lee's totally confused, and it's because like Britain's really hurt. He's got an infection probably festering. It's becoming septic, and he's just like in not the right state of mind. Because
Yeah.
he's just totally wounded from the gunshot wound, and his adrenaline's probably pumping, all that stuff.
Right.
And what did Dr. Lee? Did you write down any other things that he was saying? Because I
Not
wrote
in
in my
that
notes like
instance.
he made a lot of sense, but still I'm just like, we've been on this journey with Britain, so I just want to believe Britain. Like I want to believe that everything that he's saying is true, and I want to believe what he believes. But Dr. Lee, I should have wrote down.
Well,
he
and
said
that was,
some
but that
really-
was later. Before that, he wants to prove to Dr. Lee that he's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he takes him to the storage unit
He takes him there.
Oh
and
yeah.
to prove that there are drugs there.
And
it's
then there's
empty.
nothing.
empty, which was very interesting. So those little changes between the worlds, I
Because
guess.
usually
Yeah, if it's
it's the same.
right.
Like if it's in one world, yeah.
Now, did he remember the exact number of the storage unit, though? That's the question. Or did he just kind of remember it by, like,
I don't-
placement?
I don't think that's the interesting part. I think the interesting part is when he locked Dr. Lee in the
Yeah,
storage
that was
unit.
funny.
I was like, "Are you out of your mind? Don't do that!" He's like, "Just yell. Somebody will hear you."
That was hilarious. Even Lee was protesting so much.
Yeah.
So he's driving around feverish, right? And
That was something else that he said. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
feverish. He's this. Yeah.
he
go
calls Vega, and Vega's like, "Hey, you know what? If you want me to trust you, Britain, then you gotta trust me." So he meets with them. And where does he take him? Does he take him to his house?
I think
or-
it's his house.
Okay, he takes him to Vega's house, or
I think so.
yeah, okay. So he takes him to Vega's house, but then when Vega gets back to the police station, everybody coaxes him into, hey, Britain's not in the right state of mind. He's like obviously delusional. He's crazy. Everything sounds real to him, but in fact, it's just because his mental state is not right. That's why he thinks he's telling the truth.
And he also, because Vega brought up Westfield and Dr. Lee says, somebody in his state takes like pieces of reality and laces them together to create this delusion, and they're able to like rework it so that every time like there's like a hole in that reality, they're able
they
to
mend it or some way, like
Yeah.
they sew all these, like they jigsaw puzzle pieces together.
right.
Yeah.
And add to that, he's exhausted and has a fever, and
Infection, probably. Yeah.
Exactly.
so that was. So then he's in jail again.
So Vega betrays him,
of course,
for the
vintage
good.
Vega.
I mean, Vega was.
Vega's a moldable type of character.
Yeah,
He is. He's that rookie detective, He just wants
Yeah.
he just wants to do like the best job. He doesn't see things yet as, this is this is immoral, or I need to stay loyal to him. It's like, okay, the better pitcher, the greater pitcher says that I should just turn him in, because then everything will get settled and straightened out.
Yeah.
He sure does look hot in a penguin suit.
Oh dear, yeah, that was awesome too.
Yeah, so yeah, that
I'm
happens.
still anti-penguin, so.
Yeah, that happens a little bit later, but that was pretty funny. So yeah, Britton's thrown in jail, and at first he realizes that Harper was, the mastermind behind everything, because he sees on her cell phone there's that Ed Monte thing
Yeah.
calling,
Oh,
right?
yeah. I
Right.
forgot about that.
So that was pretty
So he starts to
interesting.
strangle her, and he's like, "You killed Rex. You killed my
my son."
boy."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where everybody realizes, and I'm sure it was obvious to all the police that were there, the sheriffs that were there in the jail, that this guy's really crazy, man.
Yeah. And I realized later, but they had been playing up her high heel walking like the
The
entire
whole
episode.
episode, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the kind of show that you can do like a movie where you go back and rewatch it to see all the clues,
Yeah, to
and
see
you're
what
like,
I missed.
oh, how did I not notice
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. All the
You could watch it several
hallucinations,
times.
Like
Yeah.
really were happening
entire
in the Red World.
episode was just like a movie. It
Yeah.
was amazing.
Yeah.
Even the way I was saying, even the way that the angles of the camera and the filters and just everything just seemed, the soundtrack even was just like
Yeah.
the montage. It was like watching a movie.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
done. Cinematography was
Done so
amazing.
well.
I did like how they changed the camera filter when he was walking to the door to that like white off gray or grayish kind of. It was almost the neutral state. Like we
Yeah.
don't know now. He's no longer in either world, and I thought that was a good way to represent it.
Well, before that, so the red and the green worlds collide.
With the hallucination of himself.
Right. Which is so
That
crazy.
was crazy.
Yeah.
They tell him he has a visitor, so he goes to take a phone call, and he sits down, and it's him.
That's the best moment of the show. Yeah, hands down.
That
The
was
whole show.
And Anna, you brought that up. That was such a humorous scene when he's just like, "Are you gonna answer?
Yeah.
Hello."
Like, hello, asshole, pick up the phone here. I'm waiting. I loved seeing him unraveled as a character. He's endearing either way because he's a likable guy, but that just worn out, I'm tired, I can't do it anymore, was so behooving to him. I don't know if that's the right word, but when he sat down in that shot where we didn't know it was going to be him, and his face was tattered and torn, and he just looked wretched. It was, yeah, it was like the most vulnerable
Yeah,
that I felt, and I felt like we were going to get more from him.
Well,
like
and
that.
we've been looking for him to do that since the
Yeah.
show began.
Like, I want him to have that scene where he's in the shower and he just melts down the wall and he loses his
you
emotions.
mentioned that, yeah. Where he
Like
starts
in Hurt-
beating the wall.
Yeah.
Like in Hurt Locker.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, but it was interesting because, like you were saying, like he was, broken down, tattered like that. In both of those realities, like each side of the glass, he's messed up in some way, right?
Right.
Even though he's successful on one end and he was able to partly solve the case,
Right.
his face is just so messed up. He's tired looking,
Right.
and he knows that it's not over yet. And then on the other side, where he's in jail, he's got the prison uniform on, obviously a big time stigma, and he's really messed up inside. Like he wants to get out of jail. He has no freedom in that reality.
Right.
Yeah. And so again, they like gave us this little hint with the high heels. He was like, I'll lead you. That like, can you hear it? Like, time's running out. Do you hear the clock? It's
hear the
actually
clock.
the walking of the high heels.
What was great about that was that he was being enigmatic. He wasn't being super direct about those clues, and it was like a spirit guide,
Yeah.
giving
Yeah.
the person their clues and like a spiritual journey.
Yeah. And so then that door opens,
And Vega was a spiritual penguin.
Yeah, Vega was the penguin.
and he's walking. I loved the argument between the therapists, between
Bickering.
yeah,
See
totally.
them both together.
Like, I'm better than you are.
Oh, what did Evan say? That was my other.
It was a
favorite
good line,
quote.
yeah.
She said, even his imagination is a better therapist than you to Dr. Lee.
Yeah, if I am a
great.
hallucination. Yeah, that was great. And so then, and then the filters change. And I'm like, what kind of filter are they using? Like,
Yeah.
Sean's like, I think it's just neutral.
Confused. Oh, I think
Just
actually
regular.
Kristen may have said that, but still, yeah, it was just regular looking, just really light white. You know,
Yeah.
we thought he was dying going
Right.
in there
Yeah,
because
I
it's just so bright,
thought-
right?
Yeah,
You mentioned that.
Yeah, because he's just walking towards the light.
So he actually gets to see Kessel's death unfold, and the whole scene pretty much that we saw in the beginning of the episode, and with the help of Penguin Vega.
Jump the shark moment.
Now in penguin form.
And what was good too is that they didn't make us watch the whole event happen.
Right.
And though it was so creative how the writers are like, okay, let's make the penguin like move his flippers, and he's gonna fast forward things like that.
Yeah,
That was so
awesome.
creative.
Genius.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, why not?
And the small detail of leaving her healed there, I loved.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I really like that.
And then we jump to, okay, he knows everything now, and then he walks into another reality, which is his wife's there, like at this dinner.
yeah. That
right?
was weird.
Very weird.
I thought at that very moment for sure she was the one who's dead because that almost to me would be the way I would picture my heaven, to have someone I really love
Yeah.
kind of just sitting in this like atmospheric restaurant with nice music playing, and
They have a memory there.
yeah,
That's
that's
special memory.
yeah. So I definitely thought that was her dead, and I was like, oh,
And
okay, there's the answer.
And she was wearing black with white polka dots. So
She was. I don't know if that's a heaven outfit, but apparently it is.
I think it's a dead outfit. You know, black. You know, darker colors. So
Yeah, polka dots. I mean, a little lively, but I hear you.
they had to touch it up a little bit to throw people off.
Right, right.
But she also
If she was wearing all white, I could definitely, and then
Yeah.
I would say yes. Her wearing all black kind of was like a little bit of a darker tone, so I thought, I mean, it feels like a little more like evil. Not that she's like,
dressed for a funeral.
yeah, it seems somber, basically.
She had her boobs out. She wasn't dressed.
She
for a
looked
funeral.
very
She looked
attractive.
amazing.
It was a fun. It was a fun funeral. I don't know.
She looked really nice.
She did. She looked lovely.
So-
but she also, he said, I've got to get her, but I'm so afraid of losing you.
Yeah.
And she's like, I know. She's like, just give me one last kiss goodbye. And then they kissed. And she's like, now go get her.
Go get her.
Yeah, and he
So-
knows what he has to do now.
Right. But it seemed like, so I guess she's dead. Like,
So
It seemed like that.
What in what capacity were we seeing her? Was she obviously she wasn't dead. I mean, has to do with the ending where, it's still open-ended a little bit, but were we seeing her as a figment of his imagination? Because clearly she doesn't have that information. Was she dead? I just don't
I think
know
that was
what
still a part of his whole like hallucination thing of being feverish.
The spirit
and
guide.
and
Right.
it was
Yeah.
almost like he needed to hear her say
Say it, yeah.
go get it, like
Yeah.
her
Right.
permission, her
'Cause
support.
Sometimes
something.
I have that. Don't you have that? Like
Yeah.
someone you really maybe care about or something you care about what they say.
Yeah.
You hear their voice in your head.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Totally.
weird.
Right.
yeah. So we all hallucinate here, just to be clear.
Yeah.
Just to be
You know?
clear.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Only like twice a year.
Right.
So right after that scene, he walks into his bedroom, right?
Right.
And he sees his own body there. And it's the green reality, it looks like.
Right.
Okay. And he's in his jail outfit and he lies down into his body. And right there, I felt like, wow. So it must have been, the red world must have been a dream.
Right.
Right
Yeah,
at
that's
that
what I
point.
thought too.
Yeah. So yeah, and then he lays down and they just like meld into one, and then he wakes up and there was no band at that point, was there not? When he woke up?
Yeah, there was no band.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Right.
There was no band that, yes. Yeah.
Because he went
you're
to, definitely when he walked in it was green, he had the green band on, but then he went to, after they melded,
Yeah.
he woke
And-
up and there was no band.
Yeah, and then actually, I think that may have been at the very end, but right after this part we're talking about, he does go into the green reality, and that's where we came
Dr.
in there.
Evans, is that when he was talking to? when she
No, this is
freezes, or
where,
he
where
was
he
looking at-
stepped into his body. That's where it got up to the point where he corners Harper in
Right.
the office.
Right.
Okay, so that's
Oh,
where we
yeah,
came
yeah.
in with that. But speaking of cornering people, and
Mm-hmm.
if you actually enjoy cornering your enemies in video games,
I enjoy cornering my enemies pretty much anywhere I can.
Segue.
and I enjoy that too, like I like playing Call of Duty sometimes, not too often. I need to get into it more. Halo's coming out, Halo 4, and if you're interested in that stuff, you should check out Gamefly. I don't know if you ladies like Gamefly, but Gamefly is pretty
We
amazing.
love
I mean,
Gamefly and
we do
AfterBuzz
love
TV.
Gamefly. Sean, you're like the Netflix guru, and Gamefly is kind of like the gamers' option for Netflix,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So, there's like over 8,000 games right now to choose from. There's
crazy.
PlayStation 3 games, Xbox, Wii games. So you can get all those, and there's new titles available all the time.
Gamefly could have the same tagline as Amazon. Get games without pants.
Yeah, you
I'm
could.
desperate here.
People play games without pants
Pulling it
anyway.
So, and what's really
Thank you.
what's really cool for those AfterBuzz TV watchers out there, so you get a free 15-day trial if you go to gamefly.com/AfterBuzzTV. And you just
Awesome.
you just go to that, and then you automatically get it. Just sign up and then get your games in the
Yeah,
mail.
it's so simple.
That's really cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
That's-
And after
yeah.
playing all those video games, your brain's gonna be a little fried. So we make it as simple as it gets.
That's right.
Yeah. That's
Our wonderful
Break it
friend Adrian, I'm sure he would love GameFly. He's like all about
Yeah.
video games, right, Sean?
yeah.
That's
He likes
right.
Call of Duty in particular. I know this.
So shout
Yeah,
out
he's
to
mentioned
him.
it before.
Yeah.
He's like our #1 awake after buzzer.
Yeah, shout out to Watchtower Base out there on Twitter.
What's up, Adrian? How
Thanks
you
for
doing?
sticking around with us through every episode. Anyway.
Yeah, so anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the doctors now. So we mentioned them bickering a little bit earlier.
Right.
Together, they're in the same world. That was pretty cool.
Which was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
What do we have to say about them? Man,
There wasn't too much.
Dr. Lee, I just love him. I just love Dr. Lee. I think I said everything I wanted to say about him in his apartment and his classical music and the cat Bailey.
Yeah.
And I did love them bickering. Oh, right. But Dr. Evans, she just like, Kristen's like, did she have a stroke?
Oh, where she froze in the green reality, right? So yeah, she was having the conversation with Britton, and he's
Call a
like,
doctor.
everything is like pretty much being, he's getting everything out of his mind to her.
Right.
Yeah. And then she freezes.
Maybe she was overloaded.
Yeah.
That's what I was
Too
like,
much
is she
to
going to be a
compute.
robot? That's what I was thinking. Like, what are they doing? You just never know what to expect. And then I thought after she froze, when he got up, that he was going to walk into like a lobby with everyone like basically of an insane asylum. Like I thought maybe that's what's going to happen now. He actually is insane.
I almost pictured it to be him. This is going to sound really cheesy, and everyone with an ounce of intelligence will probably be like, Kristen, that's ridiculous. But I thought it was going to be the doors open, and it would be like that scene in Titanic at the end where everyone's on the like staircase. And I just thought it was going to be everyone like waiting for him and like just kind of like applauding his efforts or something. And everyone just like his wife there, his son there. And like it would be almost like more of like just a reuniting, and
Well,
then
you
it would
weren't
end.
that far off.
Right.
I really wasn't. I mean, because I'm great, but no. But I thought it would be that moment, and then the show would just go boom. But we had that moment where he transitioned to find his son and then his wife. But
Yeah.
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 I was really hoping for Leo, but
But we got what we got. Dr. Evans also gave us the title of this episode. I was like, what an old lady thing to say. Like, what does that mean? She's like, well, Britton, it looks like it's turtles all the way down from here.
Yeah, she's like, I thought we were taking some big leaps in this situation, but nope.
Yeah, I was
Turtles all
like,
the way
what does
down.
that mean?
I found out what it means.
What does it mean, Sean?
Okay, this is really interesting. It's actually kind of hard for me to comprehend, though. Okay, so it's a jocular expression, okay, of infinite
first
regress.
explain jocular.
Jocular meaning a joking expression.
Oh, I
jocular,
didn't know that meant
yeah,
jocular?
jocular is an adjective for
Stop
joking.
laughing. This is
Okay.
ridiculous.
Okay, so
Jocular?
jocular.
Jocular.
Jocular. So
It's
yeah,
embarrassing.
yeah, it kind
Get
of
it?
sounds like
I'm
so,
trying.
kind of sounds like something else though. But anyway, it's the infinite regress problem in cosmology of an unmoved mover paradox. Okay, so now to see that sounds so complex,
Guess who it was
right?
popularized by? I'm looking
Stephen
at you.
Hawking. That's
Oh,
why.
of course.
Okay. So anyway, but what's actually interesting about this is that what's a good way to analogize that would be to make it like the chicken and the egg problem. Okay, so what came first, the chicken or the egg? Okay, right? So
yeah.
so it's like, okay, well, the chicken came first because it had to have the egg, but then how did the chicken come into being? It must have been born from an egg or something similar, right? So the turtles on the way down is kind of a similar problem to that, where it's a paradox, It's like something's moving, but then it's not really moving and there's not much progress, and it's actually...
I get it.
This is also an allusion to when people back in the day thought, oh, the world was flat. Another, cultural thing was the world's on a turtle's back.
I'd heard that before.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I think this would make a little bit more sense to me if it was like turtles all the way up. Like it's movement, but it's very slow. I feel like there's some sort of progression.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway, it's dumb. It's really dumb, and I don't like it. So,
I don't mind it.
you don't mind it? Yeah.
I don't mind it.
Yeah, like, it's cool.
Yeah. All right.
It's kind of vintage
We
sounding.
learned something.
So what do we think happened at the end overall? Like, do you think that there was a resolution? Does it feel like that?
Well, I cried.
I cried.
Yeah, I saw
know.
you ladies tearing up.
I was like, I know Lauren's crying too, so I don't feel
I was
bad.
like pulling a chair.
If I wasn't taking notes so much, I probably would have been a little bit more emotional.
Right, right.
How could you have not paid attention to that part?
I did. I was glancing back and forth, but it was really important.
That was it for me. Like, I needed that to be the resolution, and I'm glad that for me as a fan, I am completely satisfied because I wanted him to be with both of his family members, and I wanted that to happen. So,
But is he dead or alive?
I think it's so left open.
it could be his heaven. We were saying that like he could be dead, but I like that they did kind of leave it open just in case, by the graces of
Right.
ABC, maybe?
And I never know.
Exactly. And by him bringing up in his therapy session with Dr. Evans, the dream within a dream, I think they were also giving way to perhaps if there was another season to explore that idea so that it's not just a closed book that we find out his wife and child might be alive. I think my guess would be that he's still alive and his son and his wife are both alive. There was an accident, and that's it. I don't know, but
I still think that it might be a coma thing. You know, we've been dancing around that topic a lot throughout this whole season, and what was actually pretty interesting is, remember where there's the whole clicking of the heels, on the ground with Harper, right? She's like, her heels are making contact with the floor, that sound. That actually, when I first heard it, obviously we didn't know about Harper. I thought of people's heels in the hospital when they're walking to and fro on the linoleum floor, right?
Yeah.
I thought of that sound. So what if it's actually that?
yeah. The reason on my gut is saying like that maybe it wouldn't be a coma or scenario is because the his wife and son Rex and Hannah basically looked at him like, why in the world would you be confused right now?
Right. It was like, I almost thought maybe
Yeah.
this is before the accident somehow.
That was an
Because the
interesting
way that
theory.
he reacted was almost like, I've been here before. Like, I've seen this before, but
Like
I'm
there's some kind of time paradox
familiar.
going on.
Yeah, but
Well, and that is interesting, and we have to look at what's going on in their lives because Rex mentioned registration.
For the beginning of the school year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we
Right.
know damn well that he was in the middle of the school year.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good point.
so
I wish they brought up the pregnancy. Oh, sorry, because then
Yeah.
it would have given us some sort of time
Yeah, if-
time reference point.
But then there is no pregnancy if it was at the beginning of the school year.
Right, but if it wasn't at the beginning of the school year, and the pregnancy was around, then I wish they used that reference because I'm sure it is at the beginning of the school year. But if it wasn't,
it's open ended, man.
So vague.
And they did
It's
a really
Vega.
good job, like with doing like a quick emotional roller coaster. Because at first I thought he was totally alone. I was like, no, and you said that you're like, I can't have it end this way.
I was like, you can't be alone.
If he was alone, that
that would have been just tragic.
ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then he had both of them. Yeah, I'm getting emotional now just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Maybe we should go to a break while you.
Well, I get it together.
Good job, Kyle Killen and Leonard Chang, and there was another
Yes.
writer too who did this episode. Great job.
Yeah, amazing.
Props
Yeah.
to the chef.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, really incredible. Very sad that it has come to an end, at least for now.
Yeah.
So we're going to be like those crazy people. Like, Elvis is still alive, guys. It's coming back.
Oh, wait, it's
not?
coming back. It can happen.
It's possible.
Yeah, very possible.
Well, what say you we take a quick little break and then come back and talk about some news and gossip?
Let's do
I'll go
that.
get us some tissues.
All right.
Hey guys, what's happening? We are the America's Best Dance Crew ABDC After Show coming to you guys. We watch the show every week just like you, and we go every Friday to the set to interview and talk to the crews behind the scenes and let you know what is happening behind the scenes.
Hey everybody, we are AfterBuzz Mob Wives Edition, the only Mob Wives after show out there. I'm your host, Adrienne Vera, with my lovely co-host.
Kevin Undergaro.
Grant Rudder.
Cameron Marston.
You guys can check us out every week. We have a lot of fun. We drink wine. We talk about the show. So check us out. We're also doing the Big Ann Show. So tune into that and Mob Wives Chicago.
Hey guys, what's happening? We are the Game of Thrones AfterBuzz crew. I'm Dave Klein.
Bethany Jaber. Kristen Elizabeth Snyder.
Simone Boyce.
And we come to you every single week live Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Pacific time for We Are Kings of the Game of Thrones After Show. And we have one thing to say. Oh, Shadow Baby. Oh, Shadow Baby. Oh, Shadow Baby.
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
AfterBuzz.
Yeah,
That's my favorite part. Favorite sound effect right there.
Well, welcome back. We're buzzing away here about the Awake. Let's call it season finale for now.
Season finale.
That makes all of us feel better.
Yes.
And I've got some news and gossip.
What's up?
We'd like to talk about it.
Go for it.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So, just kind of what some of the stars and cast and crew sort of is doing right now. Leonard Chang, who is one of the writers and wrote this episode. Co-wrote. Thank you.
Just technical.
Yeah.
I'm a stickler.
I tried to.
She sweats the small stuff.
She does. Oh, nice. Well done. I tried to get him to tweet with us tonight, but he is furiously writing, working on another project, and he said to me, "There's no rest for the recently unemployed." So, so we missed you tonight, Leonard, but A+ job.
Yeah, thanks for even chatting with us. He's been kind of chatting with us on Twitter for a while. So
yeah, as has BD Wong. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we really appreciate that kind of stuff. So and Steve Harris, who plays Bird, is working on a project with his brother Wood Harris, who's on The Wire.
I didn't know that was his brother.
What? Sorry. Yeah. What? So he said they're paring down 5 projects into one project, and so we should be seeing something from them soon. So that should be cool. Then Wilmer Valderrama is in a movie. It's called The Girl Is in Trouble. It's written and directed by an up-and-coming filmmaker, Julius Ona. And it was just screened at CAA. It's getting rave reviews. And Wilmer plays a thug who's looking for his brother's killer. And Spike Lee is the executive producer. So everybody should be looking for this. The Girl Is in Trouble.
Wow.
So
The Girl Is in Trouble.
yeah. Hasn't come out officially yet. It was just screened. So
Yeah, no, I think. Okay.
Oh, all right. Anyway. You think of The Girls on Fire.
Yeah. Anyway, keep it going.
That's what I got.
Don't focus on this awkward
That's what I
tension. Go ahead.
I'm done.
Oh.
Okay. I don't have like news per se. I just wanted to give a couple of hellos to the Awake fans that were tweeting today, and letting you guys know like what they were saying. Cat Chica 99 says, "Wow, always thought the show felt more like a movie. Perfect ending." And D. Fiker says, "My brain is now pudding after the Awake finale." Andrew G227 says, "My mind is beyond blown. How can they cancel this?" And J. Wagner 1320 says, "NBC fumbled hard canceling Awake. Hopefully another station picks it up."
Yeah.
So fans love it. We love it.
Sure do.
There is a petition to sign. There are 2 Save Awake, Bring Back Awake pages, and we've mentioned this.
Stay
repeatedly.
awake. Who has not? Why has no one started one that says stay awake?
You can.
Yay.
You be the
I'm
one.
not that motivated.
Yeah, you know.
You guys take the chain, take the ball and chain.
So Ronnie's loving you
We
tonight.
can hear him back.
Yeah.
He's not even on the mic, and we can hear that guy laughing.
Sorry, Kristen's
She's 2 for 2.
comedic timing is really. Are you guys missing this?
She's 2 for 2 tonight.
Kristen,
She's a
you're
funny girl.
You're killing it
She
today.
is.
I'm just overtired.
Just.
But thanks, Ronnie. Come to my comedy shows and laugh that loud so that I don't
I think if
tell
you
jokes
were
of silence.
I think if we were in a comedy club and you were on stage, I think I would laugh more. It's the atmosphere in the comedy club.
Right. Because
Right now, you're just taking attention away from the rest of us.
You
so.
sure are.
Yeah.
You sure are clever, though.
Well, I just did a show. I just did a.
Sure are clever.
I just came from a stand-up
She
show,
is.
so I'm just kind of in that frame of mind where
Ah.
everything I'm saying is a little snarky, just
yeah.
because I just whatever. Continue. Don't let me talk. Honestly.
Anyway.
Yes.
So what else do we have? I mentioned this last week, but I just want to mention it again, that NBC NBC was not counting the DVR views as part of their viewing audience.
I heard that. That is so silly.
And
Yeah.
we're part of that, right?
We-
We're DVRing it.
We are.
A lot of people.
And I was talking to, maybe I was talking to Phil earlier, but I really like don't know anybody in our generation that watches things live
Right.
anymore.
No
I
one does.
can't
The only
remember
thing
the last time I did.
The only thing I watch live are repeats, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
like that's the only time I'll flip through and I'll just watch like, oh, Frasier or Seinfeld or something, you know. But the stuff that's new is always DVR'd.
Right. Like even the stuff when we go on live after, like it's been DVR'd for like 20 minutes or so. So that's just crazy to me. So
NBC dropped the ball on that
yeah,
one.
shame on you, NBC. You really, I don't know what they were thinking. So so there you go. So I said it. Shame on you, NBC.
They're intimidated.
I know. Well,
That's it. They're going to bring Awake back right now.
yeah, they will. They don't know who I am. I'm Anna Koppel, damn it. Like they should.
How dare they?
How dare they? Anyway.
Anyway,
What else?
So,
What
do you
else
guys
then?
have any, I guess, predictions for the future of Awake?
Well, the way I would have liked to seen it go, if it were to continue, would for him to go. I know he mentioned the dream within a dream, but earlier I was thinking, to me, it's almost like I would like it to maybe go in the direction of, oh God, now the name's slipping from me. The Leonardo DiCaprio in
Inception.
Inception. Oh.
kind of in this layered world where, you know, you just kind of get deeper and deeper and deeper in it. But I'd like it to pull in it would be cool if he started pulling in, you know, if he came to the resolve that maybe both his wife and his son are alive, but then it started happening with other things. So it was, you know, it's new relationships that are pulled into it that he's obsessing over. And yeah, I don't know. What about you guys?
And it's I really just I don't have any predictions for the next possible season, but I just want to say that if they had done what they did tonight and maybe did some of these action scenes or these crazy things that happen in each of the episodes, that would have, you know, probably changed the ratings, changed the viewer mindset.
Dude.
It would have kept a lot of people, you know, more like addicted to the show as much
Yeah.
as we are.
Yeah.
Like I think Anna called it like nuggets,
Yeah.
like putting
Yeah.
like little pieces of each of this
Little piece-
sprinkled in.
Little pieces of gold here and there.
Exactly.
Right. Instead of giving us all
All
of it
gold
at
at
once.
once.
Yeah, at once.
It's like someone who has is wearing like one diamond ring like one day and then maybe one pair of diamond earrings. That would be if they sprinkled it through. But today we just saw like a whole lot of blinged out. Yeah, like exactly.
Yeah.
Like
Out of
just too.
control, yeah.
No, but really, I mean, if they had put like, oh my gosh, can you believe that that detective? Why can't I remember her name?
You know,
off the top of my head?
if we saw,
Harper.
yeah,
Captain Harper.
Yeah, I keep doing that. Thank you. I'm sorry. Criminal justice degree. That's what we have here. Captain Harper. That's what throws me off is I say detective. That's the problem. Captain Harper like shot Captain Kessel. Like if that happened in one episode, we would be talking about that all week.
Right,
We'd be like, can
exactly.
you believe that?
Or even
Right.
just bringing the affair to, you know, like bringing that something.
That would have been
Yeah.
so much juicier.
yeah. It's almost more mind-boggling to me them not doing that than NBC not counting numbers correctly. It's just so obvious. Like,
You know
Maybe
what
they'll
I
make
feel?
a movie.
You know what I actually
Yeah.
feel like is that obviously Kyle Killen, you know, like of course we're not there. We didn't see the actual script or anything, but he didn't write all the episodes. You know, there were some of the episodes that were written by other specific writers. It seems like
I don't think that's helpful though. I think you have to have your hand in every episode
Everything,
to really
yeah.
understand the
That's
arc of the show.
exactly what I'm talking about. Like Kyle probably wrote, you know, this episode here, and then maybe had some parts in the middle that he wrote, you know, maybe the whole thing with the little guy, maybe he wrote all those, and then he was like, okay, we gotta, you know, that's only like 5 episodes worth of stuff. Let's extend it by throwing this story in there and that story, and then he had other people write it, and that's what we got.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but-
I don't think that was a smart idea.
I mean, I've never been a staff writer on a TV show, but I'm pretty sure there's like a storyboard.
Yeah.
And you have like an idea of where you're going the whole season.
right,
And
but
at
it
some
seems like they
point-
took down the storyboard
Right,
and didn't
that's-
follow it. That's what's so
right.
mind-boggling.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
like
I wish
we
we
had
could talk to Kyle.
I know.
Yeah.
I really wish we could.
I know, because it's just baffling. It's like it's almost like they blacked out or something
Yeah.
for like 5 weeks.
They weren't awake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did somebody say
everybody was out of
blackout like
town.
flash forward? Sorry, I just got into that.
Right.
That was a
Love
great
it.
Always,
show.
Show.
always the flash forward.
You
I don't
love
know what
that
that
show.
means.
Ronnie, you're gonna make me want to watch it now.
It was so good, and it reminds me of what you just said about that girl who said it was like a movie. Is what this episode, Awake was. That's what I thought about Flash Forward. Same thing. It didn't get a second season either, but at the same time, when it got to its end, you were like, "Whoa!" Just felt like a really long series worth of, but like a movie. So.
And I'm pretty sure Flash Forward's on Netflix Instant Watch. So if anybody's interested, they could probably watch that and see if there's any parallels between that and Awake.
Oh yeah, you brought up that
talk
movie
about
before.
it.
else to do.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, it's just frustrating because it's like what it could have been,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Well,
Cheers.
And it was, at least for the end.
yeah, but
Well,
Anyway.
gang,
it's over.
it's over. This has been fun.
Yes, it's been a blast.
And, please continue to rate and comment us on iTunes because we still want to know what you think and what you're thinking and how you feel. So, yeah,
And
don't lose touch is what we're saying.
And petition those damn sites. Go to the Facebook pages for Keep Awake or get it on for a second season.
start one that says "Stay awake, please." I'm begging somebody. So
Yeah.
obvious, it's waiting to be done.
And I'm going to do a little plug. AfterBuzzers, starting this Monday, you can find me and Spicy Madi and Fallon Mercedes. We're going to be doing the after show for Single Ladies on VH1. So we're excited about that. So watch us.
Yeah, well, you guys can also find Anna and I starting Tuesday, I believe June 4th or June 5th.
June 5th, Tuesday, June 5th, yeah.
We'll be recapping the ever juicy New York Housewives. It is going to be so much fun. I cannot wait to
Do you
just
watch
get
that
in
show,
there.
Kristen?
Hell no, but for this I will.
If you bring
watched-
half the commentary you brought today on that damn show, I can't wait.
I'm
I will
excited.
plug in.
Yeah, I
I'm
have
obsessed with the
watched
Real
the seasons,
Housewives,
but I don't tell
so-
people usually.
Obsessed.
Yeah, I don't brag about being obsessed, but I do watch it a lot.
Hey, listen, I hosted AfterBuzz TV. I think it's cool to be obsessed here. So
And I feel
That's
like
true.
wear it like a badge. Wear it like a badge.
I feel like with me, I'm gonna take a little bit of a hiatus. I haven't found a good show to do AfterBuzz for the next 3 months or so. But I'm gonna be doing a guest appearance maybe on the Single Ladies thing.
Ooh.
Maybe, I don't know. But since we're
dance.
wrapping up now, you guys can follow me on Twitter at Sean_Overman. Check out my blog too, SeanOverman.org for curing your Netflix syndrome.
Does your family say Overman, or is it just you?
I do.
Does
No,
your family-
everybody
they all
does.
do
You mean
it?
like Overman or Overmen?
Right.
Yeah, everybody says Overman.
Everyone says Overman?
Yeah, but when you say it fast, it kind of runs together.
Yeah.
Over, man.
Yeah. Wow, cool.
It's over, man.
Lauren, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter, Lauren's Love, and I love you.
And go to my blog, SweatTheSmallStuffWithKristen.com. Like it on Facebook. And
Oh, I was there all episode. It is a funny
Ronnie,
blog.
You were on it? Oh my God, now I feel naked.
It is. She's so. Her mind. I'm sorry. I gotta cut the camera on me.
And go
Her mind is just so funny and loopy. And I did the whole after show with her on Celebrity Apprentice. But I mean, she's just got so much to give. I'm a Kristen
and
fan.
so much to take. And go to my Twitter. Go to my Twitter at Kristen Carney, KristenCarney.
Ronnie, are you drunk?
I bet. I paid him earlier.
Awesome. And I'm Anna Koppel. You can follow me at Koppel for Mayor. And thank you. That was applause.
You got our
worthy.
vote.
I'm voting.
Yeah. One day it's going to be an issue. So I hope everybody starts following me now and we can start
You have to compete
having
with the
some real
Kardashians,
talk.
though.
Oh, please. They've got nothing on me. So anyway, I think I'm just trying to not say goodbye, but
It's been fun.
It
Thank you
has
for
been.
everyone
It's been
listening.
real.
And you guys, thank you for you guys as well, because we've
Yeah.
really enjoyed our time.
We love you guys.
we love you. And we love you, Ronnie.
Yes.
I love you
Marissa.
back. I know. No one wants it to end. All right, it's over.
All right.
Bye.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.